What's going on, guys? And thank you for tuning back in today for another deck profile. This time we have our man Ashley Turner showcasing the new set Yellow Frieza Swap. I believe, Ash, is that right?
That is the one, yeah.
That's the one, man. And this is exciting because we haven't gotten anything like this on the channel just yet. And I'm really keen to kick into it and see what this deck is all about, man. So yeah, the floor is yours.
All right. Hey, how are you all today? So yeah, I don't normally play yellow, which is really new for me. I'm more of a green and black player. Um, but when I played in the pre-release, I pulled a bunch of the cards, and I was just like, you know what? Usually when you pull like cards out of a pre-release and it's all the same one arc, that's what I'm going to play this set. So yeah, I got a few of those and then pulled one of the Frieza promos. And I was like, yep, that's it. Let's do it. Let's build it. And I finally got around to getting all the cards that I needed. Shout out to Herman from Crack and Collect who supplied the last remaining amounts of super rares that I needed. So shout out to him.
Oh, awesome. Shout out to
Um,
you, Herman. Cheers, bro.
yeah, he hooked me up with the goods, gave me a
That's
good
awesome.
price too, so I was happy. So yeah, look, obviously with this deck profile, I don't often do them on DBS Deck Planet, or if I do, I don't showcase them that much. So I've kind of muddled things all over the shop when it comes to showing them. But yeah, we'll start off with your leader. So the leader here, this one. So on its unawakened side, you reduce the skill cost of swap on all your yellow freezer cards. So all the freezers cost a yellow at least to swap into the next chain. So removing one makes it for free sometimes. And then yeah, if you have two or more energy, when you activate swap on one of your yellow freezer cards, you may flip this card over to its backside. If you do draw two, then add cards from your life to your hand until you have six. So if you have not taken any life on that first turn that you're getting someone to swing at you, you potentially can draw four cards. It's really good.
Yeah, that's
Um,
huge. That's absolutely
that
huge.
is huge. Yeah, very, very good. And then obviously it's activate main. You're probably going to do this only twice because you are going to awaken very quickly. Look at the top five cards at the top of your deck. Add up to one return of the army, Terra, or yellow freezer to your hand. Then shuffle your deck. So we'll go into showing what the first card is in a sec after we read the awaken side. But that, yeah, Return to the Army of Terror is a cracked card. And then, of course, the standard Awaken, if your life's at four or less, draw one card and switch up to one of your uh, energy to active mode.
Which is
It's
always
very basic.
generically good. So we
Yeah,
love that. We
yep,
love that. I like the best of
exactly.
both worlds.
Like if someone was pressuring you down to get to that four life and that's where you were, it is also really good if you want to go into some multiple swaps to have that extra energy, which is
Mm.
always nice. And then on the Awakened side, so Frieza, the Emperor who swore revenge, reduced the skill of the swap for yellow again just by one. And then you don't draw on swing with this guy, which is, a lot of cards have got the draw on swing, but this one here is when you activate swap, draw one card. It's
Mm.
only once per turn, otherwise that would be absolutely broken. And then yeah, auto once per turn. When one of your yellow freezer cards is swap and an energy cost of three or more attacks, look at up to three cards from top of your deck. Use up to one yellow freezer army in a combo with its skills negated for the turn. Then place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. So, with the really cool thing with this is you can look at up to the top three. So if you lift the first card and you see it's a freezer card, you're better off just comboing with it so that you don't shuffle those bottom two, the next two, to the bottom of the deck, which may be useful to you. They may not be, but it just means that, you can do that. But now the other downfall as well is if you draw three to look at the three and one of the, say the third card was a 10k, that's obviously going to be better to combo with that than it would be with a 5k for free.
Yeah, okay. So that's
Um,
what I was thinking. Like, okay, cool.
Yeah. So look, it is worth it, but sometimes you draw so much that
Yeah.
you want to see those cards. So yeah, that's those. Now let me find the first card. I put all these cards in such a weird order.
I was going to say it isn't just the first card in the top left-hand corner.
No, it's not, unfortunately. Alrighty, let's work backwards. Alright, should be this one. Nope, not that one. This one here. This
Oh
one here.
man,
Okay,
come on, man. The viewers
that's
are
alright.
waiting. They want to see this profile.
Alright,
All right.
so this card here. Add up to one yellow Frieza card with swap. I don't know if it hovers over. View card info. There we go. Alrighty. Told you, don't use DBS Stack Planet.
Still
So
getting used to
add
it.
up to one. It's a zero cost. Like straight away, it's zero cost. It does not cost you anything to do these skills. Activate main. Add up to one yellow Freezer with swap with an energy cost of 5 or less from your deck to your hand, then shuffle your deck. So the chain in this goes from 1 to 3 to 5 to 8. So, if you get the 8 in your hand and you're missing something along that chain, for free, just grab it. Do whatever you want. Like, you find that piece that you're missing.
Yep.
The second ability though, like you're playing 4 of this because if you do use 2 for the first ability to search for your card, you want to save them for the next one. If your leader is a Frieza, the Emperor who swore revenge, so the awakened side, or your yellow Frieza Z leader and your life is at 4 or less, choose up to one of your yellow Frieza cards and that card gets 5k power. So they're not just talking about, if I'm correct reading this right, they're not just talking about your battle cards. You can use this on your leader as well.
Oh,
And
really?
it's
Okay.
yeah, so it's basically a sensu bean
Hmm.
for free, minus the untap ability. So it's not really a sensu bean, but yeah.
It's
So
still the
yeah,
+5
it's
though
still a
for
plus
the turn,
5,
which is
and
huge. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So it makes things easier to combo out of for defense.
Now, do you feel this kind of like style of deck is somewhat similar to like the red swap from back of Clash of Fates or days, or
Oh look, I played that deck for a little bit and I really enjoyed it. I do want to rebuild it again because obviously there's so many new red cards out. And there
yeah?
was another couple of cards that came out that actually buffed the deck just a little bit as well. Um, but it's so hard to I don't want to. There's a lot of cards that are in my cooler mill deck that I just can't bother taking out and creating in this Freezer swap deck because I just go back to that baby all the time.
Yeah.
So going into the next card, you start the chain off, which is this boy.
Bitter
So
Scream. Okay.
it's deflect, Frieza, bitter scream. It's, when he goes to hell and he's locked in this little cocoon.
You got the little ferrets dancing around him. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. So this boy here has got deflect and barrier, so no matter what, you're pretty much going to get him out, not have any issues. He's a swap 3, so you have to choose another Freezer card that's got a swap target of 3. Now, something that I kind of thought, oh, this could potentially be broken, but when I read the card, it says with an energy cost of 3 and swap. So all these swap cards with their swap ability, they have to have the swap skill as well. I was thinking it could potentially go into the 5 cost Tournament of Power card, and then go into the what's it called? I think it's the 8 cost of the Tournament of Power as well, which is a pretty cracked card, but you can't because they don't have swap.
Right.
So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. I see.
But yeah, anyway, the auto on this one here, if your leader is a yellow Freezer, which it is, when this card is played, you may add one yellow Freezer with swap from your Z energy to your hand. If you do, add one card from your hand to your Z energy. So on your turn 1 play, you probably don't even use that ability. You're literally just getting this one cost out to go into the chain. You want to start going up as soon as possible. You might, if you play it again another time, use that ability because there's going to be cards that you drop into your Z energy that you want to grab back later. So it's a
Okay.
good way to kind of cycle your cards around. So we're going to swap into.
Look, I'm liking the concept of this deck. Seems like
It's
it's got,
it's yeah, it's such
yeah,
a good ability. And now with the swap ruling, you have to have a target, otherwise you just can't return the card back to your hand.
yeah.
Yep. So there are three cards that Frieza can swap into. One, two, three. So this boy is the promo. This one here.
Okay, so
So deflect.
provoking attack. Okay.
Yep, he's got deflect, which means, get it out and kind of pretty much protected.
I mean, it's always a
He's
good thing.
got, it is. Going into the 5 cost is now costing you 2, but obviously with your leader, it's only going to cost you 1. Which of course means going into one of these 3 costs from the 1 cost doesn't cost you anything at all because of that reduction from the leader. And this one here, so when this card is played, look at the top 5 cards at the top of your deck, add up to 1 yellow Frieza card to your hand, shuffle the deck, and if you added a card to your hand, place 1 card from your hand to the top of your deck. So you're pretty much filtering your deck so much that you're going to find your pieces. It's great. The next one you've got
It's very
is
versatile and good. I like it. And you plus them from that. Well, looking for your pieces is huge. Obviously search and everything. So yeah.
yeah, it is. When this card attacks, look it up to the top 3 cards top of your deck. Use up to 1 yellow Freezer army with its skills negated for the turn in a combo, and place the rest at the bottom of the deck in any order. So again,
Cool.
swing. So if you want to just search that top 1, go, yep, cool, we're going to use that combo with that. Send it to the Z energy afterwards. Don't have to worry about sending it to the drop or anything. It's a free combo. No complaints. If you whiff on that first one, you just keep drawing until you get one, up to 3. But yeah, it's a 19k, which is really nice. And then obviously if you've got that 0 cost, you can chuck a extra 5k on it if you want to, but you probably don't. And then we've got the Frieza Cold-Hearted Behavior. So when this card is played, choose to one of your opponent's battle cards. Switch it to rest mode, and if that card is an energy cost of 4 or less, KO it. Like, board removal. So quick.
Yeah, that's
Like,
huge.
great. So, can't
Most
complain with that.
mostly everything coming out now is all like fours or less anyway, and
Yeah,
there's a lot of
exactly.
like cheats coming out, like a lot of good cards that are like 20k double strikers or whatever, or dual attacks that are like come out for like one that are 4 costs or less. So
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. So you need to
that
have ways
helps
to
you.
get rid of them quickly.
Yeah, you're gonna deal with them pretty quick, and that's it's a good answer for it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, our next cards that we go into are 1 and 2. So, from what I've seen, I've looked at a lot of different deck lists, and I do see
Hmm.
that this card is only being played at a one of. So I was like, all right, well, we're gonna follow trend. I don't see the point. If everyone else is playing it at a one of, it must be their reason. So going into this guy, it's going to cost you 1 yellow energy from the 5 costs. Sorry, from the 3 cost to the 5. Um, and then here, auto limit 1 when this card is played by swap. Choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, switch it to rest mode, and this card can't be removed from your battle area by your opponent's skill until the end of your opponent's turn. Additionally, if you have 3 or more energy, this card gains double strike for the turn.
Okay.
It's good.
Mm.
It's not saying it's not.
It's solid.
It's solid. It's
Yeah.
solid. There's nothing that's going to make this card super broken, but at the same time, it's like, cool, I got a double strike. Like, if you're going for game and you got a double strike that you, rather than a single strike one, you're just going to go, yeah, we'll go with this one.
I
But
feel like it's very viable in the fact that you can choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, which is huge. So just anything in general,
correct,
switching it to
correct.
rest, and then if
They had a
the fact
barrier
that
blocker, like,
yeah, and the fact that it can't be removed by skills as well,
yeah,
until the end of your opponent's turn, like is pretty good.
pretty
So,
good.
and then I mean the double strike gain too. It's all pretty, yeah, it's all pretty
It's
viable,
a
isn't it?
nice
Like
card,
it's
but yeah,
decent. Yeah, it's decent. Yeah, yeah.
I think the next one is the better one though.
Mm, okay.
So this guy is a barrier blocker. So already, having the blocker skill is nice. Limit 1, if you have 3 or more energy when this card is played by swap, it gains dual attack. So not only do you can put the pressure on twice, but you can also untap once and then block.
Mm,
Um, and the other auto is once per turn when your opponent plays battle cards, choose up to one of those cards and negate its skills for the turn. This is why this one is so much better than the other one.
Okay.
They go to play something and you just go, you don't have barrier? Cool. Negate your skills. Done.
Now, the funny thing I like about this though, right now, is what I'm looking at, is that the fact that it's got one rating and it says bad.
I know, I know. The
And
other one
we're
had
and we're just
bad
like,
rating as
and then,
well.
and then we're just like, this is a better card.
Well, it is.
It's
It
great.
is a better card.
It is, yeah.
Um, there is one card I did think about putting in this, and I may put it in the side. I don't know.
Mm.
It's a set one card called with Zarbon on it. So let's say, for
Is that
instance,
the one that
I
restats?
yes.
Yeah, when you combo with it.
So
Yeah, okay.
yeah, you basically go, cool. All right, let's dual attack, first attack, restand, next turn, block. Use Zarbon to combo. Zarbon's ability lets you restand your battle card that you comboed with. So
Yep.
you just restand it, you've got yourself another blocker. Obviously, you need to combo out the whole way, but yeah, it's just another defense,
Mm.
which is great. We are going to this card here. This is the other card that is the 5 cost. So this is one of the SRs. So the auto, when this card is played, draw one card. So think about it, if you got on your awakened side, you go into this card, that's draw 2 cards from the leader and from this. And then choose at 20 of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, ignoring barrier. So all of this just for 1 energy.
It's huge. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Activate main, choose one of your yellow Saiyans or Frieza army cards, play this card from your Z energy and add the chosen card to your Z energy. So, if I had a 1 cost Frieza card on the field and this was in my Z energy because I comboed with it, I could literally just tap 2 and send one of my. So this is what I was saying at the start, with the 1 cost, if you're moving cards from your Z energy back to your hand and vice versa kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, putting this new Z energy just to get it out at another time. So it's always
Yep.
good.
Yep.
The other activate main limit 1. If you have 3 or more energy and you remove this card from the game, play up to 1 yellow Son Goku or Frieza with an energy cost of 2 or less from your hand or drop. I had a look at all the Son Goku cards that were yellow with an energy cost of 2 or less. You didn't go with the 1 cost, I just went with the 2 cost. There is a card that was from this set as well. It's an SR that's got both Goku and Vegeta on it. That basically just says if your leader is a yellow card, choose one, and it's basically you can give it 5k or 10k and double strike, or 5 or 10k and dual attack.
Yep.
So you get this boy out once he's done his job, get rid of it, get the other guy out, swing 2 more times, swing for a double strike. But ideally, what you're doing is you're getting another Frieza card and just going up the chain again if you need to. So it's
Pretty
it's good.
pretty resourceful. Yep.
Yeah, and again, the rating is bad.
Yeah. And I
Um,
think we look to ignore that now.
yeah, the final card for the chain is the 8 cost. So speaking to one of my fellow PX3 team members, Alex, he was saying I think he went into this card once
Mm.
because he was too busy just swinging for days with the 3 and 5 costs, and they were putting enough pressure in that it was doable. But anyway, we're going to go through with it anyway, because in case it does come up, it is a deflect double strike dual attack. Now, if we are on the awakened side, remember it's only going to cost 3 because you remove one of these. But I know with the Z leader on this, it actually removes another yellow as well. So that potentially can only cost you a 2 cost to get into the big boy. But yeah, double strike, dual attack, 30k. If it dies or gets out of there, it goes straight to your Z energy instead,
Hmm.
and then you can swap it around with the 1 cost if needed be. Um, yeah, when this card is played, choose all your opponent's battle cards in rest mode. Ignoring barrier, KO them. You can't play cops with this card for the turn, which is fine because it just basically board wiped. So And then here, if your leader is a yellow Frieza or your opponent has 2 or more energy, and you remove this card from your Z energy, and the top 5 cards of your deck from the game, play up to 1 yellow Frieza with an energy cost of 1 and swap from your hand. Once again, starting from the beginning, going to the top. It just brings out more and more and more.
Yeah.
It's a good card. Good
That's
card.
really, really good. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it went from bad to poor playability. Yeah.
I
So
suppose not
that
many
is,
people have been playing this.
yeah, that is basically, that's the chain that you want to
So,
use.
okay.
So there's obviously a bunch of other cards that are the versatile, like the support for the deck. Um, you know, we can go through that. First one, your super combos,
Yep.
like, you know, your bottom one, draw two,
Generic 4.
generic.
Yeah. Bottom one, draw 2. Yep.
I know people are going to go, why aren't you playing the Gohan Piccolo super combo? Why are you playing 4 of these? Because I don't have the card.
Okay.
That is literally the only reason. Otherwise, I probably would.
Yep.
Um, you've got your Mecha Freezer Repose. So
Oh, the
if you've got
reposters. Yep.
yep,
Everyone knows what
playing
that does.
4 of, you're playing 4 of. If you know you got 1, 2 extra cards in the drop or energy, it costs 1 to play. Yeah, it's a good card, very good card.
Very
We're
good to
gonna
stall out
go.
your opponent for the next turn to get you back to doing what you need to do for your shenanigans. Pull off your
Oh,
shambles for
100%.
your swap.
100%. We have the Swift Retaliation Cooler. So, you know, it's a counter. It's pretty much the best, not only, but the best counter in the game. Going for game and you got open energy and they go to negate, you just counter it.
I'm just
And
curious why you're running 3 here, man. Is it just because you want to see the number? You want to see it, or is it just because like yeah,
so I've seen a lot of them playing 2 ofs. I went with 3, you know, it's another 5k combo. I said some of my ratios are a little like if I had another one of these guys, I would probably drop that and go up on that.
yep, yep,
But I wouldn't go less than 2, obviously. But yeah, it's just literally for now while I've got my ratios sorted.
and kind of like
Well,
toying
yeah,
around with the deck a little bit, see what works and
yep,
what doesn't work. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. What else have we got? We have the sorbet. So to counter attack, negate the attack and play this card. If your leader is a yellow Frieza Z leader, you can activate this card's counter skill from your hand without paying its energy, which is amazing.
it's good. Yep.
And then activate battle once per turn. Choose up to one of your yellow Frieza cards with swap and it gains 5k power. Not just on your turn, but on your opponent's. So, let's say for instance, this guy here, he blocks, and then I just go, well, I negate, say, a swing at the leader, someone else, and I play this guy. Someone swings, I block, I give the 5k to that guy. So he's at 25k without wasting any cards from my hand.
Mm,
And then next turn, if I go for a swing, he's still on the field. I can go it again, give 5k to one of my battle cards. It's just great. It's perfect, like, boost.
it is. It's
Um,
it's a good boost for
other,
that. Yeah.
yeah, other than that, that's it. Like, you know, when I first
Yeah.
read the card, I'm like, you would 100% play 4 of these. But yeah, I don't think you need to. The other one is the next sorbet card. So when it's a 2 cost, when one of your yellow Freezer cards with swap is removed from the battle area by an opponent's skill, play this card from your hand. So it's a free card basically. When this card is played, play up to 1 yellow Freezer with an energy cost of 1 and swap from your drop. Like free card to play and then brings out the 1 cost. Like what more can you ask? It's great.
Yeah.
Now let's go into, oh, I've got this one here. Nope, not that one. This one. This here I would probably go to 2. I've just only got 1. It's the big wall of text. It's a blocker, counterplay. During your opponent's turn while the leader is yellow, your opponent has 2 or more energy, and you have 2 or more Z energy. No issue getting Z energy. Reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 7. It becomes a 1 cost counterplay blocker.
Yeah, it's huge for that card. It is.
Yeah. When this card is played from your hand, your opponent can't attack with non-leader cards unless they choose one of their active mode cards and switch it to rest mode each time. And at the end of the turn, send this card to its owner's warp. Additionally, if your leader is a Z leader or you have a yellow Z battle card in play, your leader gains the following skills for the turn. Negate all of your opponent's strike skills for the turn.
And it's good to
Like,
just stack on riposte as well, right?
yeah, exactly, exactly. They're gonna like just not be able to do anything. That's, yeah, it's great. I definitely want to go up to 2 on that. Again, that's another thing where I could potentially drop one of these and go to 2 on that.
Yeah.
The last 2 battle cards would happen to be Bardock. It's just draw 2 overwhelm. Draw 2 cards and choose one card in your hand, place in the drop area. It's 20k free card. Like,
One of the great
it's,
classics of the game.
yeah. I've had a look at like other cards and I did see other decks and they're like, yeah, I can see why this is good. It's a good 20k beater.
With a
So I
plus
can't
one in
complain.
hand. So
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And then your other one is this one. This is our last battle card. So when an opponent's card is switched to rest mode by one of your card's skill, you may play this card from your hand. So free and barrier. Uniques, you can only play one. Good for archetype. Yeah. Once per turn, when your opponent plays a battle card using a skill or activates a counter skill, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and switch it to rest mode.
and we know that's just
So,
so viable, so good, so versatile in every deck.
yeah.
Um, like well, you know, a lot more of your like control decks. It's
Yeah, like if this guy's out in the
punishes.
field, this guy's out in the field and your opponent's got a blocker on the field and you go to swing and they negate, it's like cool, I'll rest your blocker then, thanks. Like, or they go to play a battle card using a skill and you're just like, no,
Yeah.
you're not doing anything. It's going in rest. So yeah, it's a great card. It's one of, there's you draw so much in this deck that you shouldn't have any issues probably seeing it. There is one more on the side, but yeah. Now let's go into our extra cards. The spicy, but it's not spicy because you would be playing it in any Frieza deck. Cold Bloodlust. It's just so good.
You
Just
know, we haven't seen that card in so long. Um, myself anyway. It's good
yeah.
to
Well,
see it kind of
it
coming
got
back a little bit.
limited. It got
Yeah,
limited. So if your leader card is a Frieza only, which it is, the battle card being played has its skills negated for the turn.
which is
So it
huge.
doesn't get around deflect, but if someone else drops their big boss monster, then it's fine.
Yeah,
Um, our negate blockers, um,
token
you know,
negates.
yeah, token negates. Now these here, I've seen this one come up. Tyrannical Blow, really good card.
Yeah, I've
If your leader card is yellow,
had this used against me sometimes.
yeah, me too. From Jake.
Yeah, for me it's from good old Stubbsy. Hey,
Yep.
shout out to you, bro. Stubbsy on the team there. Thanks for being a pest.
Yeah, so if the battle card being played has an energy cost of 3 or less, it's played with its skills negated for the turn, and choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards or unison and negate its skills for the turn. So, like, you literally can neg 2 different cards from doing anything, like, for 1 energy. It's amazing. But apparently it's only average playability.
Yeah. No, it's a very good versatile card, so I quite like it.
Yeah. Now, next 3 are all one-ofs in the deck, especially when, one of them is limited. So I don't have a choice. Um, Negate the attack. It's just a negate. And if you have one or more mono yellow energy in active mode, you can activate this card's activate battle skill from your hand without paying its energy cost. Most times people just use this ability rather than the counter attack, but it's there if it needs to be. But yeah, if your leader card is mono yellow, draw one card. Great. Then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards or unison cards, switch it to rest mode. You can't activate the activate battle skill on copies of this card for the turn. Well, you can't because it's limited to one anyway. But yeah, it's a good card. It's a good card.
This was
And it's
busted,
nice.
and you could have
The
four of
only
them.
card,
That'd
the
be
only
fun.
version of it that I've got is an SPR, so I can't complain.
That's good.
Final Flash. So gonna give my leader a 15k boost for 1 energy on either side, and then if all my energy is yellow, when you activate this card, choose it to one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and negate its skills for the duration of the turn. Someone's swinging in for quad strike, triple strike, double strike, and then they trying to kill me. To tap one energy, take the single, and they've just dropped all their cards in hand potentially as well.
So
So
curious to know, what made you think about maybe just playing one? Like,
the other one is in the side.
okay, yep,
Um,
yep,
so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 extra cards in the deck as it is. That'll help trigger off repose. Obviously these guys are a lot easier. The 0 cost just to use them and then repose starts. But I also don't want the deck to get too clogged up because, there's only one card in the deck that is a 10k combo, which is the big 8 cost.
yep.
But then when you think about it, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards in the deck that don't have any combo power at all. So I didn't really want to bump it up too much.
Okay, yep. I see.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then the last one is the release from evil. So it's the same kind of concept, but you negate its skills before you even get to the battle phase.
The
So
fact that it just ignores barrier as well, and
yeah, we're not playing a unison, so I'm always gonna have to pay one for it.
mm,
But
but that
either
yeah,
way, it's a good card. But yeah, so that
cool.
is the main deck. Um, it was taken a lot from other people's decks because it's very generic of what you can and can't do. But yeah, adding a couple of little things is always nice. Now, as for the side deck, let me have a look here. Side deck. So obviously we've added the extras, so if we need them, they're there.
Yep. Just for
Um,
the extra numbers. Yep.
yep. Secret identity, just something to, board wipe a little bit more if needed be. Um, Potato.
I remember this guy, Skill of the Sage. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. This guy's like like just what was it, a cheaper Mafuba or something like that?
Kind of.
Sorta.
But yeah, like it's in at one cost. When you play this card, if it's your opponent's turn, you may place this card in its owner's drop area. So it comes out for a second. If you do choose it to one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost greater than their energy, ignoring barrier, switch it to rest mode, and that battle card can't be switched to active mode until the start of your turn.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Yeah. So great card, great card. Now I added this card. I've seen it and I was like, you know what, this is pretty good. Forbidden Power. It's another extra card. So counter attack. If your leader's card is yellow, which it is, your opponent can only attack with battle cards one more time for the turn. That's like a shutdown deck as well.
Mm.
So you do that on the leader swing. Normally leader swings first. Like so, it's great. The activate battle. If your leader card is yellow and it's your turn, choose it to one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and switch it to rest mode. Then choose it to one of your yellow cards, and it gets 10k power for the turn. So it's yellow cards. It's not just battle cards or leader or anything like that. This is great for if they've got a blocker on the field, and you swing first and just rest their blocker and then go into the game with something else. Great. Now, I've always wanted to get this next card off, and I think it's possible in this deck, considering how many floodgates you run. Getting to that turn 5, Chilled the Cruel.
Now this card's interesting because it can relate to a lot of cards that you got that rests your opponent's characters.
Correct.
Yeah, like battle cards, and then you like play him off the effect, right?
Correct, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
So if you have 5 or more energy, so you got to get to 5 energy, which I don't think is too hard, but
Mm,
you're swinging for days with this deck, you might be finishing the game earlier anyway. Look, if you get to 5 energy and Chilled the Cruel isn't in play in your battle area, when one of your opponent's battle cards is switched to rest mode by a skill, activate this skill, you may play this card from your hand.
cool.
A
It's just like
25k double stroke for
yeah,
nothing.
just a free 25 double. You get five or
Yep,
more energy. Yeah.
exactly. So I can't complain with that. Um, as for the Z deck, I've only got 3 cards in here at the moment. I'm still trying to find a couple of cards that go well with it. Start with these ones. The Sorbet, from what I've been told, and like you rarely play them anyway. Um, so yeah, unique auto. If you place 2 of your Z energy in your drop when one of your opponent's battle cards is played by a skill, play this card from under one of your Z leaders. Then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost of 7 or less and switch it to rest mode.
Hmm.
Just seems like a lot to do to get it all off. Like, don't get me wrong, great effect, like switching 7 cost or less to rest mode, but just a lot to do. And
Yeah.
then yeah, when this card is played, look up to the top 5 cards at the top of your deck, add up to 1 of the Return of the Army of Terror to your hand. So you know the 0 cost extra card, shuffle your deck, and if you added a card to your hand, discard 1 from your hand. It's good, but yeah, I don't know. I doubt I'm gonna play it. The Vegeta, the Vegeta's nice. Yeah, it's a 3 cost, 2 the energy, dual attack. When this card is played, choose its one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and KO it. Great. Additionally, when you use the skill to KO a battle card in rest mode, this card gains critical for the turn.
Which is huge.
So
Yeah.
if you, it's huge. If you were swapping into something that rests a card, you're like, great, it's rested. Bring up Vegeta. Cool. KO it. Now I've got dual attack critical. Like, that's why this is great. So last but not least, and the reason why I'm only playing one of these is because when you tap 3, you really don't want to do it again the next turn. You just want to start going on the chain again.
Yeah.
So, the Frieza Z Leader. This is the last card to show. Um, tap 1 yellow. Your life is at 4 or less. You can go into the Freezer, the obviously the Awaken. But this is where that Sorbet can be played from underneath. Sorbet goes underneath this Z leader because of the Z stack one. Now, reduce the skill cost of swap cards in your yellow freezer cards by 1 yellow and 2 non-colored. So the 5 cost into the 8 cost now becomes a 1 cost yellow. That's it.
Yeah,
Like,
that's really good. Okay.
yeah, so it would cost 2 yellow all up because you get the Z Awaken and then go and do it if you want.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, so when this card is played in your leader area, draw 1 card. Great. Then remove this card from the game at the end of your opponent's turn, so it doesn't get to stick around. So you want to be using the swap ability the turn you play it, basically. If you don't, it's just kind of been wasted then. Um, And then the last auto, when you're yellow Frieza with an energy cost of 5 or more attacks, look at up to 3 cards from the top of your deck, use up to one of your yellow Frieza army in a combo with its skills negated for the turn, then place the remaining cards at the bottom of the deck. So the same skill as one of the others. It's just so much value. Free combo, like it just, yeah, it's great. I
The
can't
fact that it
complain.
reduces the energy cost by 1, and then also like, yeah, it's got really good abilities there for like, effects to help you generate and bounce back with your chain. It's Yeah, I'm really liking this yellow freezer deck, man.
Yeah.
Keen to
So
see how much like what sort of results we can you can get with it.
yeah, well, we're recording this on Sunday night. I've got the event on Monday night, and I'm hoping it goes well. And then this profile will probably come out the night after, if I'm correct, is what we were talking about.
Yep.
Yep. But yeah, it's definitely something I want to try and get the feel of it. Considering, as I said at the start, yellow is not normally my color. Um, but yeah, that's
Cool.
pretty much the Frieza deck profile.
No worries, man. Thanks for sharing that. It's going to be awesome to see like how you're going to perform with it. Hopefully you do really well at locals and such, and we'll make sure we get like maybe an in-person sort of view on it if you take out anything good, like if you take out the W.
Oh,
We'll
look,
see
it'd be
what we can do
nice.
with it. It'll be nice,
See,
yeah.
seeing one of our team members take out the W with it, like
Yep.
that is
Yep.
really good.
It's already shown
So yeah,
results, which shows that it's pretty good. So yeah, definitely looking forward to that tomorrow. And yeah, before we head off, is there any shout outs you'd like to give, man?
just shout out to you, of course, Jimmy, with letting us on the channel again.
Yeah.
Shout out to our sponsors, TCT and Beyond Odyssey. Um, and then yeah, shout out to the rest of the teammates,
Rest of the boys, yeah. It's been
rest of the boys.
a little bit quiet lately, and but we're still on the grind, guys, and we're always still playing games and getting in there and doing it. It's a little bit hard at the moment, and it's in a bit of a weird spot, but we are still trying our best, and we're still making it work, which is the main thing.
We're
Um,
still enjoying our time.
yeah, we're still enjoying our time. Like, look, we've been doing this for 6 years. And we are going to keep going.
Yep.
We love it. So, thank you very much to all our viewers. If you've stayed and tuned in for this long, we appreciate it. If there's any questions, jot them in the comments below. We'll get to them. And remember to always like and subscribe. We appreciate that. Hit that bell so notified for all our next upcoming DBS content. That's going to be hitting the channel soon. We're going to get some more profiles of the guys. And Ash, we're going to get your lovely face on the channel some more as well, man.
Yeah, great.
And yeah, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Cheers, guys.
Cool. Thank
Thanks,
you.
Ash.